Please open the door.
There is no need. Touch that dial. Wrestling fans, you are upon the greatest moment of your week. As your host, Stu Loves Wrestling presents The Rundown. You got that right, Jack. The man of the hour, the man with the power, too sweet to be sour, is back and better than ever. It is time for The Rundown.
Yay!
We have another exciting show for you this evening. WWE Raw just wrapped up. Boy, was it something else. I mean, we're talking about the return of Mr. Fruity Pebbles himself, Mr. You Can't See Me, John Cena. We'll be talking about that a little bit more when we get to the Raw recap. But before I dive into tonight's show, I do want to give a special shout out to you. That's right. Duke loves wrestling and Duke loves his fans. And I can tell you right now, each and every one of you have supported me from day one, and it's because of you talking about Duke Loves Wrestling, sharing the various social media sites that I have on your personal social media. It's because of you we continue to grow and grow. It's fantastic, I'll tell you. As always, you can reach me on Facebook, on Twitter, Medium.com, Blogger, YouTube. Just type in Duke Loves Wrestling on any of those things. You can even Google Duke Loves Wrestling. And by doing so, you'll be able to pull up all of my social media contacts. Please send me messages. Send me your question. If there is a business that you want to shout out, if there is a wrestler that you'd love Duke to give his opinion on, by all means, send it right over here, especially when it pertains to the matches, folks. As you know, I'm doing a classic match of the week and also doing a current match of the week. It's where I take a match that has happened recently and I review it, you know, and the response on both the classic and the current has been tremendous. So we want to keep that going, but it's all because of you. Send in your requests on what you'd like me to review, and I'll do it. You got that right. Why will I do that? Because Duke loves wrestling and Duke loves his fans. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Folks, I do want to point out, and I'm going to get real serious here, there's a punk. There's a punk over in Middle Kingdom Wrestling, China. His name is Stu. You know, I've mentioned him before. He's the manager of Big Sam, and this guy continues. You know, he has a show on YouTube. If you type in Royal Ramble, okay, that's where he gives his opinion on the state of pro wrestling. The guy is just, you know, as they say in the UK, he's a wanker. You know, he really doesn't interest me much, but he's been running his mouth on Twitter about your boy, Duke Loves Wrestling. Since Duke loves his fans, he knows that the fans love Duke. Shoot this fool a message and just let him know that he will never, ever be the man that Duke Loves Wrestling is. You got that right, okay? The Duke's counting on you. All right.
I'm Superman. I'm Superman.
Now, Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. I want to take a time out and just thank them for all that they do for us. You know, the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, they had their ceremony 2 weeks ago. You can head over to pwhf.org. That's pwhf.org for further information. Folks, we have to support our veterans in the pro wrestling industry. They have entertained us for so many years. The least that we can do is to continue to discuss their careers, continue to support them in any way that we can, because that is the way that we say thanks for all that they have done. You got that right. And speaking of thanks, it is Memorial Day here, so I do want to give a special shout out to all of the veterans from all over the world. As you know, Duke Loves Wrestling is international, baby. So although I'm here in my home of lovely Boston, Massachusetts, USA, and I support and appreciate all my veterans here, I do support and appreciate all the veterans around this world. In fact, around the universe. So if there are any space aliens out there in another galaxy that's listening, I know this is your number one pro wrestling show that you love to listen to. Hey, I appreciate you. Well, happy Memorial Day to you as well. That's right. Okay, folks, we're going to take a quick break, and then we will be back with the Raw recap. Folks, as you know, the Duke loves wrestling, Duke loves food. And when I'm in the New York City area, Duke loves Barnyard Cheese. At Barnyard Cheese, I can get the best artisanal cheeses, soups, and award-winning sandwiches at an affordable price. Visit www.barnyardcheese.com. That's www.barnyardcheese.com for further information. Barnyard Cheese is located at 149 Avenue C, between 9th and 10th Street. Barnyard Cheese is the official cheese and sandwich shop for Duke Loves Wrestling. Enjoy. It's time for the Raw recap, folks. You better believe it. Let's jump right into the action here. There's a lot to talk about. Really interesting show this evening here. I tell you, it could have been quite possibly the worst Raw of the year had it not been for a couple of key segments that saved the entire show. Okay, we started off initially with both Stephanie McMahon and Shane McMahon. They came out to announce the brand extension. Now, this is fantastic because you have such depth in the WWE, starting from NXT, going all the way up to the main roster. There's a lot of folks who have been injured in the past who are coming back. You're shuffling in new talent consistently. So it's important to have a platform to showcase these talents and not bury everybody just for the sake of a couple of key stars. So the fact that there's going to be a brand extension, specifically you have SmackDown and Raw, they're going to have unique rosters. This is fantastic. So that's what Stephanie and Shane announced. Now, out comes the New Day, your WWE World Tag Team Champion. That's right. I hope I did that right. They come out and they point out the fact that they would rather not be split up because of a brand draft. Now, brand draft, for those who don't recall from the past, is when they literally have a show dedicated to choosing which wrestler gets sent to Raw and which wrestler gets sent to SmackDown. And what's really interesting about that is most of the time the wrestlers don't even know which show they're going to be put on. So it is very possible that the New Day could be split. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but you never know. So they discussed this with both Shane and Stephanie, yada, yada, yada. Got to the point where New Day started dancing, and they challenged Stephanie and Shane to have a dance-off with one another. Well, Shane gets into the spirit, and he starts busting a move, and, the crowd likes it, and a really good entertaining spot there. Stephanie refuses. She refuses to dance. And then, because of the crowd cheering her on and because of New Day cheering her on and Shane, she relents and decides she's going to bust a move. Now, folks, Stephanie McMahon is a big fan of Dancing with the Stars, okay? So I have a funny feeling that she can really dance. So she gets geared up. She tells them to hit the music. She turns her back to the hard camera, and she gets into a squat as if she's about to twerk. Okay, this is really about to go down here. So as soon as Stephanie starts to twerk, the lights go out. Out comes the Vaudevillains. Oh! They challenge the New Day to a match, and just like that, we have no visual of Stephanie McMahon twerking on national TV. Listen, you sat there and you teased it, and you got us all excited to see this thing happen here at WWE, and then you didn't give it to us, okay? So WWE, as far as I'm concerned,
you don't know how to have fun.
And that's all I have to say about that. The match was okay. I mean, New Day did their normal thing there where they beat up on the Vaudevillains and, great time there. The Vaudevillains really, they need a manager, okay? These guys they're not very good on their own. They need somebody to help them get significant heat and also explain their gimmick. I've been saying this for weeks. You need somebody to explain what the heck it is you're doing out there and why you even matter. And on your own, they're just terrible. We don't want to beat around the bush. They're terrible on their own.
No, that's not going to do it.
Okay. The finish saw a disqualification because the club, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, they came out and attacked the New Day, beat the living crap out of them, which was fantastic because at least it broke up that not so great, I'd say okay match. So, and not because the New Day, because New Day's fantastic, but the Vaudevillains, they're terrible. So the club helped out big time there. Thank you very much.
Let me out of here!
Moving on. The Usos took on Tyler Breeze and Fandango, now known as Breezango, which, okay, I say that 3 times fast. Strange name. I do like the pairing of these two guys. We also had R-Truth and Goldust, the Golden Truth. They came out on commentary, which was really, really funny. In fact, at one point, R-Truth, he says to Byron Saxton, "Oh, Byron Saxton, your coach's friend." Yeah, coach's friend. As you know, Saxton kind of looks like a younger coach. Hey, who knows? So it was a funny spot there, which it was better than the actual match. Usos ended up defeating Breezango. So what? I still like to see Tyler Breeze and Fandango put together. I think that's going to turn out to be a pretty good tag team. So I hope for the best and wish the best for those guys. Next up, and I'm going to skip over something here. Rusev beat up on Zack Ryder. Okay. Actually, Ryder got some pretty good offense in this match. Wasn't a bad match at all. Lana, she looked fantastic. She had a blue outfit on. Oh, my goodness. She looked great. Which I was a little disappointed with the fact that she lost her accent for a few moments there. She actually lost the Russian accent. She was speaking in her normal, which is an American accent. So, Lana, you got to work on that there.
That's wrong.
Rusev has this devastating move where he does the traditional camel clutch, but now he pulls back to the point where it almost looks like he's bending his opponent in half. Pretty cool. I mean, he calls the move the Accolade, but it looks pretty devastating. So I do appreciate that from Rusev. Good stuff. Rusev wins the match. Titus O'Neil comes out, punches Rusev square in the face, which was like, wow, I didn't see that one coming. So that was something interesting there. That feud is going to happen, Titus O'Neil versus Rusev. I hope it helps both of those guys out. I don't want to see a squash. I want to see a good program. Keep your fingers crossed, folks. Hopefully we'll get that. Moving on. Enzo Amore and Big Cass, they defeated the Dudley Boys. This was a waste-of-time match for the most part, although Enzo coming out and getting the big pop and saying the good stuff, that was pretty cool. I will say this, and I know I said it about the crowd last week, but I'm going to say it again. This Green Bay crowd this week was terrible. They really didn't give enough heat for anybody, so that was disappointing.
0.
But Enzo and Big Cass, they defeated the Dudley Boys clean. I don't know why. We'll have to wait and see what ends up happening with that. We should have had that at pay-per-view. We don't need that on a Monday Night Raw. That's just my opinion.
No, that's not going to do it.
We're going to skip over something here and move down to Dana Brooke defeating Natalya. Do I even need to say anything more about that? I will say this, though. Dana Brooke wasn't flipping to the ring this time, so that was fantastic. And Charlotte came out with Dana Brooke. That was nice. But that match was not very good because of Dana Brooke. I mean, Natalya's a great wrestler, but Dana Brooke, you still need to hone your craft. I get it. I'm going to lay off you because at least you stop flipping to the ring. But, come on. That's the facts, Jack. Next up, Baron Corbin versus Dolph Ziggler. Another stinker alert initially, but guess what? Dolph Ziggler walks into the match. As soon as the bell rings, he kicks Baron Corbin in the balls. Kicked him in the balls. And got disqualified, and that was it. Guess what? Greatest thing that ever happened to Baron Corbin ever. Okay? I was very happy to see Dolph Ziggler kick him in the balls, especially considering Baron Corbin can't wrestle worth a damn. So, hey, I didn't need to see Ziggler versus Corbin for the millionth time. So that kind of finish, I'm all right with it. Thank you very much.
No, dear, that's wrong.
Speaking of which, moving on, we went into the backroom segment where Apollo Crews was having a conversation with Big Show, and they were discussing how Sheamus attacked Crews last week. Now, I've been very hard on Apollo Crews. I feel like he's been a big disappointment, okay? So to see him having a conversation with Big Show, it actually worked out pretty well. Big Show stood up while Apollo Crews was doing some kind of squatting exercise. Crews stands up, and then Big Show had to tell him, hey, I'm not here to fight you, man. Apollo Crews says, okay, good, because I would have laid you out. Can you imagine Apollo Crews, who's barely 5'10", going to tell the 7-foot monsters, I think Big Show like 7'2", going to tell Big Show that he would lay him out. Let me tell you something, folks. It was ridiculous, but because it was ridiculous, it was awesome. Okay? That was the greatest thing Apollo Crews has ever done in his entire pro wrestling career. Okay? Every match that he's ever had, every time he's ever smiled, whatever, doesn't matter. Him telling Big Show that he would lay him out because of the tremendous size difference, I thought that was pretty cool. So kudos to you, Apollo Crews. You finally did something that made sense. It looks like Big Show's going to act like a coach to him and coach him up to take on Sheamus, which, hey, I'm interested in that. So we'll have to keep our eyes open and see how that works. And next up, Dean Ambrose, Cesaro, Sami Zayn versus Chris Jericho, Kevin Owens, and Alberto Del Rio. Of course, it was a great match, folks. I mean, what else are you going to get when you put all these guys in the ring with each other? This actually closed Raw, which I was very happy about until the finish, which saw this disgusting, lunatic, incoherent jerk, Dean Ambrose. He's the one who got the pin.
Damn it.
Can you imagine that they actually allowed Ambrose in a match with all of these great people? He gets the pinfall victory? Disgusting. It's almost like you used all those guys and wasted them just to make Dean Ambrose look good, shine him up. Give me a break.
Damn it.
Outside of that, though, it was a fantastic match, and that, pay-per-view quality match. Not bad. Okay, now, I saved a couple of things for us here. We'll start off with the second best thing, which was Seth Rollins coming out after being challenged by Roman Reigns.
Oh, I can't stand you.
Roman Reigns, as you all know, I can't stand the guy. I can't stand him. So, Rollins coming out, and you know what's funny? Rollins really didn't even say anything. He just ran out to the ring and then backed up, and then ran out to the ring, and then backed up, and then ran out to the ring. You get the idea. But Seth Rollins not saying anything is still a better promo than Roman Reigns running his ridiculous mouth. Roman Reigns, okay, look.
Oh, I can't stand you.
I'm going to give the guy credit. He's had some fantastic pay-per-view matches. But have you ever noticed that the only time Roman Reigns can have a fantastic match is when he's in there with fantastic talent? Roman Reigns can only have a great match if he's wrestling Seth Rollins, if he's wrestling Triple H, if he's wrestling Brock Lesnar, if he's wrestling the phenomenal AJ Styles. That's the only time Roman Reigns can have a great match. So, hey, okay, is it really Roman or is it everybody else? And I understand that we have to make Roman strong, damn it. But, hey, not at the detriment of everybody else. And hopefully with this brand split, we can get some guys away from this guy because, Roman, he just, I can't stand him. Okay.
Oh, I can't stand you.
So nothing happened. They just teased some action. It never actually came to fruition. Big deal. We'll see what happens at the pay-per-view. That's what you got to pay money to see. Now, for the big thing here, we had the return of Mr. Fruity Pebbles himself, Mr. You Can't See Me, John Cena, from the mean streets of West Newbury, Massachusetts. He came out and let everybody know, if you're with the new era, you have to go through Cena to get to the top of the mountain. Okay, John boy.
I don't think so.
Next, AJ Styles comes out.
We need to have a serious talk.
Okay? And his music hits. They don't want none. They don't want none. Yeah, boy. Okay? AJ gets in the ring, and we have the big stare down, reminiscent of when The Rock and Hulk Hogan did their stare down with each other. It was electric, folks. And finally, this ridiculous, awful Green Bay crowd, they came alive to see AJ Styles and John Cena face-to-face for the first time ever on television. Okay? The crowd was going nuts. They were chanting AJ Styles. They were chanting Let's Go Cena. It was just fantastic.
That's the loveliest thing I've ever heard.
In the end, AJ extends his hand, and eventually John Cena shakes the hand. Boo. That's not what we came to see here, folks. I don't understand what the hell that was all about. But, okay, music hits. Here comes the club. Machine Gun Carl Anderson, Doc Gallows. They come down and they start running AJ Styles down.
I want to discuss all this behavior.
They tell AJ Styles that they're sick and tired of him and that they're here to make an impact, like how they just beat the hell out of the Usos, and now they'll even make an impact on AJ Styles. AJ Styles takes off his shirt and says, come on, let's get it, big boy. Okay. He looks at John Cena. John Cena looks at AJ, looks at the club, then he takes off his shirt and turns his back on AJ Styles. And at this moment, this is where AJ Styles had a choice to make. You could either continue on the path with Cena, or you can open the door to what we've all been waiting for.
Come on, you can do it.
AJ Styles opened the door and to our delight proceeded to beat the living heck out of John Cena.
Yes!
The club joined him, and collectively as the club, I'm talking AJ Styles and Machine Gun Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows, they put the boots to Cena. AJ Styles proceeded to pound Cena's face in until his guys had to pull him off, and then he walks out of the ring, starts walking to the back, then turns around and gets back in the ring and jumps on Cena and pounds his face in some more.
Yes!
Cena is just laying there, and this happened over and over and over again. AJ would walk out of the ring, run back in, pound on Cena, walk out of the ring, come back in, pound on Cena over and over and over again until they literally had to hold him back. And then, to top it off, AJ Styles says, I did the world a favor. You're welcome, world. Now listen, I know there was a bunch of Cena fans out there that were like, what's that mean? Okay. Oh, buddy, let me tell you something. AJ Styles, 100% whoop ass, 100% of the time, just like Stone Cold Steve Austin used to be. He is sick and tired of this cookie cutter, fruity pebble John Cena being the face of the wrestling world. AJ is the man of all men in wrestling, and he is here to claim his spot officially, and he's going to do it by putting his fist in the mouth of John Cena.
Yay!
And all Cena could do was take the beat down. He was shocked. He was disoriented. He didn't know what to do with himself, folks, and that's because AJ Styles, the phenomenal one, gave it to him. You better believe. I mean, he whooped him like he owed him money or something. I'll tell you, boy, it was fantastic.
Unbelievable!
And that, my friends, is what saved an otherwise mediocre Monday Night Raw. Okay? AJ Styles and the rest of the club beating the living hell out of John Cena saved Monday Night Raw. You got that right. So we're intrigued. We can't wait to see what's going to happen on SmackDown this week, and can't wait to see what's going to happen at the next Monday Night Raw. But you can better believe John Cena is going to be looking for some kind of retribution here. And that, my friends, that right there lets us know that the WWE is finally on the right path with the brand split, with putting AJ Styles and John Cena in the ring against each other, Seth Rollins coming back to take on Roman Reigns. We got some good things going on. The club taking on New Day. This is just epic. Epic. Great time to be a pro wrestling fan. I still want to see Stephanie bust a move, but we'll have to wait and see when that happens there.
Hot stuff coming up.
We're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back.
Just about done, honey.
As always, you can check me out on Facebook.com, Twitter, Medium.com, YouTube, Blogger, you name it, just type in Duke Loves Wrestling. That does it for our show this evening, folks. Be kind to yourselves, more importantly, be kind to others. And we will catch you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.